Good afternoon, Yarlings. How are we doing today? My goodness. I took a nap instead of streaming and worth it. Worth it every time. I feel a lot better. I'm actually able to stream now, but like my 3 to 5 is really gonna be like 5 to 7. My bad. Well, more like 5 to 6:30. 5 to 7. Give or take. Give or take. But we're gonna jump right into this game. We're gonna be playing some Touchstarved. It's a demo, and it is a dating horror sims. Basically, the decisions you make determine whether or not you're gonna have a nice little gothic romance or a horrible, horrible nightmare. So I'm excited to play. Mermaids, welcome in. It sounds fun. Yeah, I'm excited. What am I gonna do? I'm going to pause my Spotify. Minimize that. Pull up the game. And let's see if my game capture wants to work today. It does. Is the game loud enough for y'all? Is the game loud enough? Could it be louder? I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Okay. This should be good. Alright, let's get started. Okay. 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 You make may result in unique dialogue, interacts, or even choices in red text which contains exclusive content. Should I play through the demo more than once to choose different options? May uncover secret endings. I remember there are no choices, only interesting ones. Choose wisely and save often. Left click to progress dialogue. Mouse wheel up to rewind text and dialogue. Progress dialogue. Spacebar to hide the UI. Press space to bring it back. Okay. Use your pronouns. Aw, I like that. This world began to unravel long before you were born. Hold on, options, sound. Because they said copyright issues is going to be a thing. Let me turn the music off. Okay. Let me get into my streamer voice. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It all started with the fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams of reality, wore so thin it split. And from the fog emerged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect, others were mindless beasts driven by little more than bloodshed. As unrest spread and cities fell, humans cowered in fear while monsters thrived amid the chaos. And then there's you. You don't know what you are, but one terrible truth is certain. You were born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of those you touch. Now we a metahuman. Choose your backstory. Ooh. Ooh. The unnamed, a fallen oracle. You're raised as an oracle in the remote temple. The priest claimed that your touch bestowed enlightenment, but a visiting mage revealed your curse for what it was, or what it is. Spurred on by the mage's words, you fled in search of the cenobium. You regularly experience a natural premonition that rattle your body and soul. An innate sixth sense gives you a heightened awareness of hidden supernatural presences. The exile. You were in exile to a life far from civilization. Your only kinship was an elderly hermit who taught you how to survive in the wild. He lost his life in search of a cure for you, but left you with a final lead to pursue the cenobium. You're a seasoned survivalist, well versed in deciphering soulless behaviors. You gain fluency in various languages and an uncanny intuition for detecting danger. I can already tell we're gonna play this game multiple times. The Alchemist. This is only a demo too. This is really cool. Let's see. An exiled Cenobium mage took you in as a child, raising you as her apprentice. She seemed to take pity on your curse, but discovered that she was cultivating you as a test subject. You fled to the Cenobium seeking a cure. You're an experienced spellcaster with an encyclopedia knowledge of alchemy's spellcraft and history. With a little observation, you can identify the subtle effects of magic. Which one should I go for first? I'm going to go with the exile. A solitary survivor, not an abandoned mage. I'm going to start with this one because I'm definitely going to come back and play through the different characters to see how my backstory affects my decision making and affects the game itself. Your name is Yarn Goddess. You selected they them pronouns. Your backstory is the exiles is correct. Hit save. Yes. The wasteland stretches as far as the eyes can see. There's nothing out here but death, the ever-present stench of decay, and the countless sun-bleached bones cast as seeds across the barren land. Damn. I can say death doesn't scare me, but honestly, I'm desperate. It's been just 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the waste. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. I can hide my hands and deflect probing questions, but sooner or later, people always suspect something strange about me. As rations grew scarce and canteens ran dry, tensions rose. Despair began to set in until I saw it. Iridia, the city of knowledge, one of the last bastions of humanity left in the world and home of the famous academy called the Cenobium. Cenobium, there we go. All the world's knowledge gathered up in one place. There, if there's anywhere, I'll find a cure for my curse. It's there. All that stands between me and the new life is the final stretch of salt-soaked waste, or so I think until I see the first tendrils of fog sinking beneath the wagon. Is this fogfall? Uh-oh. Her stomach sinks as the very whisper of it, a silent storm more devastating than fire, dangerous in cities, but desolate beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, snuffling out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence heavy as the mist falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. Stay back! No! The cry dissolves into wet gurgling. Then the wagon violently pitches to the side. I hit the ground hard. The air punch actually scared me. I hit the ground hard. The air punched from my lungs. When I opened my eyes, adrenaline blends sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. The trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to a long stretch of torn muscle, gleaming gristle and exposed bone, bodies littered the wasteland. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding white blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes finally adjust do I see the dark shape before me. What is that? What is that? A soulless stoops over the twisted form of the caravaner. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twist in my direction and blink as one. Nah, this is cast. Nah, this is, someone get Alucard. Someone get Alucard. This is in Castlevania by demons here and there. In that moment, I sense this gnawing hunger and emptiness. The sound effects, oh my god. No, the sound effects are great. In that moment, I sense a gnawing hunger and emptiness that cannot be filled no matter how much blood and flesh it consumes. The soul lets out an ear-splitting shriek and charges me. I instinctively duck to the side. The beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. A horse screams in the distance. I need to move now. If a Solus finds another victim, it won't be focused on me, at least not right away. Oh my god, do I run for the city or do I head towards the wagon? My instinct is telling me to run towards the city. But if I run towards the wagon, how far away is the city? I could just be open. There's no guarantee I'll be able to be let into the city. I'm gonna head towards the wagon first. I take cover beside the wagon where the air is thick with greasy smoke. Fire eats through the gaping hole, sputtering where lantern oil mixes with brackish water. Every person I see is dead or dying except one. O All-Mother, forgive our sins. Guide us into your earth. We are worthy. We are worthy. The traveler growls and by the flames, but their hands clasped above their head in fervent prayer. I glance upwards towards the gauzy lights of Iridia, just visible where the fog runs thinnest. I don't pray, but the sight of the city is all I remember I need. I came too far to die here. Period. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles, frantically searching the opaque mist for the source, but the fog wall twists and stretches to sound. Suddenly, the caravan's driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He knocks me to the ground and slips in a patch of mud. The Solus instantly falls on him. It captures the driver by his throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a steaming tide. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery muck for a handhold. Shit! My hand only catches on the jagged edge of a rib jutting from the water. Bandages unfurl around the gouge, torn deep into my palm. Damn! but the pain's quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrist. Ooh. Can you stand? The praying traveler leans over me. We need to run. They reach for my hand, and I realize too late that the bandages have come undone. No, don't touch me. The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath, my curse takes hold. Their lips peel back into a deranged grin. Oh no! Not the hee hee ha ha ha. No, I've seen his face countless times before. This is my curse, madness of his own making. Their grip on my hand tightens until painful radiates from my knuckles. Until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me go. Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. God damn it, we should have just gone straight to the city. Die, die, die. Spit bubbles out the bubbles at the corner of their mouths and flex my face. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs shriek for air. We're gonna fight them off. So if we scream, let me save. If we scream, we might track the monster. If we fight them off, we might still track the monster, but the monster might attack him. My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. The more I struggle, the tighter their grip grows. My pulse hammers into my ears, slowly with each thudding beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die, but not because of the foghole of the soulless, but because of my curse. Tears sting my eyes. No, 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 not here, not like this. But then their hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burning with each ragged cough. What happened? My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine. Lips still split from the macabre smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. They give one last shuddering breath and slump over, the claws hooked through their stomach. God damn it. The soulless shoves the body aside, its glowing eyes narrow as though grinning. There's a flash of claws, red spills across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I could feel is the grit of the silt. I can't read right now. Grit and silt filling my mouth as the icy embrace the shadow of the shallow water. I spot an arm resting amongst the outcrop of reeds, mine neatly separate at the elbow. I should have taken both arms. Maybe without them, I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I died cold and alone in a desolate wasteland. A fitting end for a monstrosity like me. We died? If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone as the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, a cocoon in oblivion until all thought and sensation vanish. No curse, no body howling at me in its madness of terror, nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. But I take a reflective breath and the air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Ugh. Feelings come flooding back. Warm clothes on my bare skin, a firm surface underneath me, a strange tang of sulfur in the air. Do not be afraid. We're not dead? I twist my head towards the voice, tears flooding my bleary eyes at the bright glow of a lamplight. Ooh, who are you? Who are you? Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady, and commanding, but more importantly is the stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Stay away from me. My words come out a little more than a creaky whisper. I clamp my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. No. Who are you? No? Who the hell is this? You're gonna lie back down. He seems real trustworthy. I'm not saying I think he's hot. I'm just saying I feel like we should like, cause we ain't got an arm. Last I checked, we ain't got an arm. We got an elbow. I let myself slump back against the thin pillow, wincing when the motion jolts my head. Yeah, we gotta lay our ass down for a little bit. A cooperative patient. Thank you. Don't do this. I am bratty. The world swims in one ear and the other without much comprehension, and out the other without much comprehension. I pull a sheet up higher, wiping my eyes until my vision clears. The stranger towers over my prone form, warm like limbs in his pristine medical coat. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I realize that I'm completely naked except for a thin linen sheet. Are we okay? But are we dead? Naked, lying on a low cot, with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers in my exposed, unbandaged hand. I plunge my hands deep under the sheets, though it's too late. He must have noticed what they look like. Strange, cursed, inhuman. I brace myself for this inevitable disgust, but his courteous smile lingers. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You're safe here. Am I? I believe you. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I suppose the old hermit protected me as best as he could, but that time was short-lived. A lonely reprieve shattered by his death. I never felt safe anywhere or with anyone since. I scowl, putting the sheet protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hand. I see you were not to be dissuaded. Doc's kind of hot, not gonna lie. No, listen, Doc is low. He kind of like, why are you looking at me like... Anyway, I just need to know, are we dead? We're not dead. But, like, we definitely got some severe injuries. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured replacements. With a soft creak, he rises from his chair, giving me the better view of my surroundings. This looks like a medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. I could crane my neck to look at... Anyway. I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna be polite. I should be polite if I can, especially since I don't know who this is, what he could do, or what he wants with me. Thank you. You are very welcome. I will leave you to get dressed. Look at his hair. Look at his earrings. Look at his art design. Look at his shoulder. With a curt nod, he leaves through a narrow door. I hear a soft click as the door locks behind him. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then I freeze when the fingers meet a neat line of stitches. We did lose an arm. I know what I saw. The beast took my arm clean off. And yet the limb shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least gasping out my last breath. I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dreams to unravel to wake me up and find myself bleeding in the swamp. But nothing happens. The seconds tick by, and my arm remains absolutely healed by my surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I grabbed the replacement clothes and began stiffly pulling them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, bundled with a black woolen cloak. But there's one thing still missing: my bandages. The doctor didn't leave me with any, and though I know he saw my hands. I sat off the bed, take a few unsteady steps towards one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's claim, there must be bandages somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and of course, that's when the door swings open. Are you looking for something? I swirl around, clutching the thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my legs bump up against the cot. Your caution is understandable, though if I meant you any harm, you would know. Noted. It doesn't make me feel any better than the slightest, but he makes no move towards me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and molded skin disappear from the layer of clean white cotton. May I ask why you need additional bandages? If I can help you if you tell me what ails you. I doubt it. Traveling to Iridia was a gamble born in desperation rather than hope. Nothing has come close to curing my curse. And yet my left arm twitches, the arm that was severed before my very eyes. The doctor unblinking gaze follows my every move. It's clear he won't drop us without some sort of answer. The bandages protect me, and they warn others to stay away. I tried every way of covering my hands. This works best. Most people avoid touching me as soon as they see the bandages. An illness, then, or at least a mundane affliction spread by contact. I flinch. She doesn't even sound surprised, and that's far too close to the truth for comfort. I won't decline the answer, but I'm choose avoidance. Well, it's personal, and I don't really want to get into it. I have treated every affliction under the sun. I may have answers that you do not. An involuntary snore of laughter escapes me. Where do I even begin? Where would he even believe me if I told him? I shake my head. I need to know more about this doctor before he figures me out. Who are you? You may call me Cuirass. And where exactly am I? Iridia, which I assume is your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Iridius, I made it to the city of knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can imagine is a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to life. You need immediate treatment. Which you provided? Yes. He did it so simply as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex my fingers on a recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine. Thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on. Pardon? A soulless attacked the caravan and ripped it. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But then I woke up here. Cleaning such a mortal wound would be impossible. Either this man is lying or his possession and power beyond that of mortals. Neither option is particularly comforting to me. The doctor, Cures, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back in his chair and quiet for a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Iridia is a city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike. Information is power, and one should not give it or receive it freely. Since you refuse to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name. You were new to Iridia, so I will overlook the specific breach of etiquette. Do not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? He glances at my freshly bandaged hands. Loath though I admit it, he has a point. I'm a complete stranger to him, yet he saved my life. I take a deep, steady breath. This time, when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Yarn Goddess. My name is Yarn Goddess. It's a pleasure to meet you, Yarn Goddess. There's a little bit more warmth in his smile, and his polite demeanor back in an instant. Why did you save me? Thank you for saving me. Why did you save me? If there's anything I've learned, it's that everybody wants something. With the world in such peril, no one reaches out a hand without expecting something in return. Can I ask why you saved my life? You don't know me. The question seems to startle Cures. Look at his eyes. I could hardly leave you to die in the wastes. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. I never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak, whereas there's a subtle but delicate embroidery pattern around the hem. I try not to think about the price Cures might demand for such well-made clothes. No, I suppose not. Forgive my presumption. I really come across such a fascinating patient. I blink. What did he just say? Something meant that a few would cling to life so resolutely, or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. I cannot help but be curious about you. His voice dips into a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. Let's see, I don't know what to say to that. You're pretty curious yourself. You're pretty curious yourself. Am I? Well, I haven't forgotten about my arm. I wriggle my intact fingers at him. Clearly not. But you haven't asked me for any payment either. I require none from you. Travelers do not have an abundance of coin, and leaving you destitute in a strange place would be unethical. God. Is it because I'm American? Is this why I find this incredibly hot? Like, what? It would be unethical for a doctor to leave you in financial destitute. I can't. I cannot. You the doctor? I fall silent, unsure what to say. Nobody will help a horror like me for free. There has to be some kind of catch or trick, right? A loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else. My ear is itchy as fuck. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you're not my only patient today. The knocking grows more insistent, and Curious lets out a tired sigh. Please wait. Though he says it quietly, the clamor of the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before I leave? Oh. Between the soulless attack and miraculous survival, I almost forgot why I came to Reading in the first place. I need directions to the Cenobium. The Cenobium? Uh-oh, you didn't like that. The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, chooses his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely that you will find it there. The Cenobium's gates open for a precious few visitors, and even if they open for you, you will not like what you find inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all the way for nothing, risk my life and limb for nothing? No, that can't be. I've only just arrived here, but he is the largest city still standing, and it has been a cure for, and there has to be a cure for me here. Then, if not Cenobium, where would you suggest? Do you know anyone else in Iridia? I shake my head, and I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wetwick and ask for Leander, the leader of the Adderstone. Excuse me, the what? The Wetwick. He sounds deeply unamused. Follow the Adderstone posting. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. There isn't much to go on, but Karis points towards the back door. You'll be safe as long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I've always been managed the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. Though he's smiling, there is no finality to his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slid out the back door. I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pulled a new cloak up from my nose, stepped over the contents of the chamber pots. Something weighs heavily inside one of the close pockets. My coin purse. Every last coin that I scraped together from the journey to Iridia is still inside. The purse doesn't even look like it was open. There are so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't worth stealing. I glanced back at the clinic's closed door. Curious didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also didn't say that Iridia's secrets are powered. He also did say that in Iridia, secrets are powered. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Curious gave me a second chance and to lead on where I might find help. Oh. I better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley and into the crowded main street. The line outside Kira's clinic stretches towards the roads. Two thin peddlers queue alongside the weathered elders. Of any places in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet, deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't think it looked so eroded. The buildings were tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. The child darts by, clutching something greasy, wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me. My stomach gives a faint gurgle. This morning's catch, fried up hot and fresh. Not too many eyeballs today. Spot mutated catches are always a gamble, but beggars can't be choosers. I duck under the stall's grubby awning. A large fish stares up at me. Its three bulgy eyes are visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. What's the cheapest thing you've got? The vendor points to a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough. Fresh long, lads. 3 copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth. I take the coins out kindly and gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Originally, I drop the payment into the counter and take my meal. Listen, bread is bread. Bread is great. 2 streets later, I pass through a wrought iron archway adorned with dangled garlands of red and pink lilies. The building is in its quarter. In its quarter, look dizzy, are dizzying bright of color, painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in the open doorways. Musical voices call out, and finally, incense mingles with the pungent smell of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. It must be Iridia's entertainment district. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs around, and dusting the crumbs from my hand when I spot a poster. It features a silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the words "The Adderstone" printed above his head. If Leander is the leader of the Adderstone, then the face printed in his poster is likely his. I followed the line of identical posters around the corner and nearly hit my head on the precariously dangled wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read "The Wet Wick." The facade of the building looked like it's seen bare days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. Not even midday yet, the wick is packed. I lose collection of Iridian's crowd the bar. A loose collection of Iridians crowd the bar, taking up the tables and gathering in the spaces between. They speak amongst each other in hushed voices, their faces drawn and grave. Seeing so many body packs into such a small space, dim space, is disconcerting. All the more reason to find Leander quickly. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger shaped area. And I'm considering something in the bar with a loud voice carries across the room. Now I'm no prior curator, and I'm not much for paperwork or pencil pushing. And honestly, I don't even think those roles come in my size. I crane my neck, but the crowd is too dense for me to see the speaker. Gather around, I want to show you all something. There's no time to move out the way. The audience surges towards the center of the room, and is suddenly turned red. I'm caught and swept along with them. Hey! The clatter of falling chairs and tables being shoved aside drown out my complaints. I thrash and throw my elbows as heavy bodies press into mine. My hips knock into a table. I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself, but the crowd has stilled. A pair of gritted boots stride across the tabletop. If you want nothing but guidelines, practical policies, and needless bureaucracy, you know where to go. I drag my eyes upward. A man towers on the table in front of me, and arms spread as he addresses his rapt audience. But I'm not going to wait for word from on high. His impassioned words provoke not excited whispers. But nothing is as captivating as his brilliant smile, his beam towards the crowd around him, performer on his makeshift stage. And unlike those clerics, I don't need the absence approval to cast spells or two. He raises his hand above the audience and dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear, catches the light in a flash of catches the light in a flash of gold. It seems I found Leander. These are our streets. We make our own luck here. He snaps and the flash of pale green light erupts from his hands. With a flick of his wrist, Leander conjures a ribbon of glittering light. A delicate flower stems sprouts from between his pinch fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals unfurl. Leander raises the flowers with a flourish, and his bar bursts into clapping and cheers. A magic demonstration was the last thing I expected from a place called the Wet Wick. Leander plucks the shimmering flowers out of the air and turns in a slow circle. Now who could use some good luck? Eager onlookers scoop closer to the table, and Leander's cool green eyes slide right over to them and lock on me instead. Oh. How about you? My chest grows tight. Suddenly, I'm in the spotlight. No, because we said to make sure that we don't draw attention to ourselves. And then we immediately draw the most attention to ourselves. You're going to hit save. Oh, there's a lot of slots. Jesus Christ. Do I want a snack? I want a snack. I'll be right back, you guys. Alright, you guys. I'm back. Alright, we're gonna take the flowers. Excuse me. I reach out and take the flowers from him, all to where my trembling fingers. There's no weight to them, only a faint warmth that radiates from the stems. As soon as the lilies leave Leander's hands, they dim and they fade away into a shower of opalescent lights. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath. This is the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. Leander steps off the table, dropping amongst the excited crowd with a clink. He got his titties out. His shirt is way too tight. Also, hi Joker, welcome in. How you doing? Alright, show's over. Back to work, everyone. Audience disperses and Leander holds Leander heads towards the bar. Now's my chance. I start after him only to find myself face to face with one of his followers. Where do you think you're going? I need to talk to Leander. Uh-huh. You and half of Lowtown. Leander's busy right now. Edison business. Come back tonight. After the moment we shared, surely Leander can spare a word. But the follower crosses her arms, unmoving. I glance over her shoulder, hoping to catch a glimpse of Leander. As though sensing my gaze, he looks up, and for a moment our eyes lock. Then Leander turns away, murmuring something to the crowd gathered around him. The follower moves to block my view. You heard me? You hear me? I'm not looking for trouble. This doctor, Kira, said I should find Leander. That's... She's interrupted by a hand resting on her shoulder. Kira sent you? So I shouldn't put this on my TV? Joker, live your life. Live your life. But also, I don't know. I don't know yet. I wouldn't recommend it because it's really gory so far. We done lost limbs. We done the descriptors. The descriptions are amazing. The sound effects are awesome. But I'm not sure how schmexy is gonna be. I'm not sure how schmexy we're gonna get. But I'm not gonna be here for much longer because I have another obligation at 7. I'm feeling yucky. No, I'm sorry you're feeling yucky. He said you could help me. Leander nods at the woman and she steps aside wordlessly. Follow me. He leads me to the crowded bar. There's so little room that his broad shoulders pressed against mine. I tend so he doesn't seem to mind at all. Sorry about that. The Edison watches out for one another, but they can be overprotective at times. Lessons learned. You guys, I walked into a cobweb earlier as I was taking out my trash, and I feel weird. Like the ghost of the cobweb is on me. Leander flashes me a broad grin. You're new to Iridia, aren't you? I'll leave you on my phone for now. He says it with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much? No, but I'm certain I've been perceiving faces lovely as rose around Loud Town. You still trying Empire Rivals later tonight? Maybe. It depends. It depends on how my night goes. My eyes dropped to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and I began to close. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. What it will be? Surprise me, and add anything my friend wants on my tab. I'll have what he's having. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leonard leans on his elbows on the counter. His sleeves rise revealing a long raised scar. I catch myself following the winding path across his forearm. Leonard's eyes wander over me in return. When they lock on my bandages, as a bitter taste rises in my throat. Here comes the questions. Is there any chance Kira sent you here for cheap drinks or barely edible appetizers? I could go for some wings right now. That's what I want. No. He pushes his hair back and from his forehead, sign when it immediately falls back into place. That's a doctor for you. Always business. I'm not sure he even knows how to relax. The bartender returns with a pair of glasses. I raise mine and give it to her to sniff. It smells faintly yeasty, like beer, but with an undercurrent I can't quite place. A quick sip confirms our suspicion. It's awful. Briny and sour with a distinct hint of pickle flavoring. No, not the drink is terrible. Besides me, Leander takes a deep swing from his glass. So how can I help you? I need to get to the Cenobium. As soon as the word Cenobium leaves my mouth, the group standing nearby falls silent. Ninja, welcome in. How you doing? From the worried looks thrown my way, I clearly had broken some taboo. It had to be the Cenobium. Leander pushes away from the counter. Let's continue this conversation outside. I rise to follow him. Leander leads me into an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick. Layers upon layers of frayed and faded outer stone posters plaster the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his printed likeness is impressive if abstract. Christ didn't send you here to ask for a personal escort to Cenobium, did he? From his tone, he already knows the answer. No, he suggested that I reconsider. Yet here you are, asking about a guide anyway. Eyes good, popping and prepping for my meeting. Hey, let's go. I'm about to hop off here in like a few minutes. He looks at me expectantly. I don't want to tell him about my curse. Oh dang, somebody does not seem like a guide. It doesn't. It doesn't. Every time we bring it up, everyone's just like, what you mean by that? And we are being hard-headed. The less people know about my monstrous capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Are you aware of Iridia's particular currency? Information is worth its weight in gold here. I don't much care for outdated traditions, so I'll be completely honest. The Cenobium won't help you. They're more likely to torture you than lend a hand. But the Cenobium is supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary. The Cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a fading world. If any place held answers, it would be the Cenobium. That's why I came here. Leonard nods patiently. You're not the first person to fall for their propaganda. I grew up idolizing the Cenobium. I wanted nothing more than to join their ranks and learn the magic from the best, to make a real difference. I was young and blinded by the legends and the legacy. I was so damn naive. He shakes his head. All it took was one trip there to Lowtown to show me the truth. Unless you've got a heavy purse or a high-born blood, the Cenobium doesn't give a damn. They'll never open their gates for the ones who need help most. then it's all a lie. Things that seem too good to be true often are just that. Such a simple statement, yet leaving me reeling. Leander watches me through the weight some as though weighing something in his mind. But that doesn't mean you're hopeless. Far from it. I found that I just want to help people like you. We settle disputes, say feral soulless, hell, we've even been able to patch a leaky roof or two. Whatever troubles you, we can help. Free of charge. Aw, what's the catch? I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. I appreciate the offer, but my problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my charge, Leander doesn't look remotely surprised. Then you're looking to help with something serious, something I've been curious to crack. It must be a truly remarkable problem if you came all the way to your radio searching for help. Tell me, how can I help you? Leander may not work for the Cenobium, but he is a mage, a powerful one, if his demonstration earlier is any indication. Indecision gnaws at me. I don't know if I should trust him. It's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this might be my only path forward. My confessions come out a strained whisper. I'm cursed. He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally my hands. Is that why you bandage your hands? My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I even finish, Leander pulls his left glove off. He flexes his fingers and grins. All right, let's see it. As if he offers me his hand, a prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm, but I'm already shrinking backwards. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is. I won't allow myself to hurt him. To see his kind face unrecognizably warped. I don't want to hurt you. Ooh. It'll be fine. Trust me. My phone's glitching, so I'm gonna go. Gotcha. I've seen enough curses and hexes last me a lifetime. It's last me 2 lifetimes, but I'm still standing. Do you really think Karis would send you here if I can handle it? How should I know? I only met him today. I'm twice as good as a Cenobian Bay mage. If anyone can help you, it's me. You don't know that you don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. I look from Manner's outstretched hand and to his confident smile. And I began to unwind my bandages from my hand. If you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better. Hey, yo. You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better. His attempt at levity does not comfort me. With each joint I expose, I grow increasingly certain that this is a terrible idea. But if he's bothered by how my hand looks, he doesn't show it. Alright, deep breath, one on my count. My fingers hover shakily over Leander's palm. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna touch him. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna say first. Then I'm gonna touch. He tapped his palm once as quickly as possible. It was barely more than a brush, but that's all it ever takes. Heart racing, my eyes dart to his face, but Leander only smiles gently. See? It can't be. When I reach for his palm again, Leander catches my wrist before I could pull back. I told you, there's really nothing to worry about. He trails off when my thumb grazes his soft skin. Wait, he trails off when my thumb grazes the soft skin of his inner wrist. I search in his face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain clear, soft green. Neither of us speak of the traces of the contours of his palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't anticipating. Girl, pay attention now. Hold on, we tracing a lot. It's not as though I'd never been touched before. My curse only extends to my hands, and desperation spurs creativity. But all that pales in comparison to this. I never experienced such intimacy. My fingers, long deprived of years of bandaging, pick up every single detail. The grooves along his palms, the smooth shell of his nails, the bones in his wrists. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing. While Leander's pulse is steady and mine's hammered, and fear gives way to excitement. Keep touching him, let him go. Keep touching him. My hand glides over Leander's wrist and up his arm where his smooth skin abruptly gives way to a raised scar. Matches the one that runs from his collar to cheekbone. Could it be the same wound? When I glance at Leander's face, his lips part as he considers his words. Am I the first person you've been able to touch like this? Yes. My hand goes still on his arm. So far. Then it is everything you wanted? What are you asking? When I nod, Leander turns my head, turns away the gleaming fissures, crossing my knuckles. Meek Mills. Alright, guys. That's my cue to go. I'll catch y'all later.